Hello everybody, it's Mike, and what is the biggest mistake salesmen make? What is the biggest mistake salesmen make? This video is going to break it down for you. Real simple. You're in the business of listening. If you're not listening and you're talking, you're not selling. You're just running your mouth, and you're what I like to call the cheesy little salesperson. You're not there to run your mouth. Step one is you got to listen. So you got to let your customer, client, tell you what's going on. So if you were selling cars, the typical car salesman might run up to the prospect as they drive in the parking lot, stomp a cigarette out and, immediately go into a spiel about what specials they have. And we got this over here, we got that over there. That's the wrong way to do it. Step one is you got to ask open-ended questions. Okay, once you've introduced yourself, hey, Mr. Jones, it's nice to meet you. What brings you in today? Well, then you shut up and listen. Okay? And you let him talk until he gets tired of talking. But you actually listen to what he's saying. You're not thinking about what you want to sell because you want to win the contest to go to Florida or whatever. You got to listen to the customer tell you what's going on. And in that time frame, letting them talk, you're going to uncover the pain points. Well, the reason I'm in is because, this car I got here it's getting up in mileage. And, I don't want to have to worry about repairs. And I'd like to get something with better gas mileage, and on and on and on. So once you've uncovered what it is that they're sharing with you, then you can start to provide a solution. Wow. You don't need to have a big sign on the car that says manager special. Okay? That just reeks of a red flag or something wrong. You are there to solve the customer's problem. You do that by uncovering what the problem is, by asking open-ended questions. And you let them tell you. And then you can go in a direction where their problem is and help them solve it. So I'm using the car example because when people hear the term salesman, they automatically think of the cheesy car salesman. And I'm not disparaging car people, but we've all had our share of those type of people in their system. But your system's different. You are there to listen to the client, listen to the customer, let them tell you where their pain is, and then you provide the solution. That's how you do it. You say, well, what about objections? What about this? Forget the word objections, okay? I know there's a lot of talk about that. And everybody thinks that they can talk somebody into something. Well, if you do that, and you use all these trickery, manipulative tactics to get them to sign on the dotted line, there's a pretty good chance they're going to have buyer's remorse and want to try to get out of it, whatever it is you're supposedly selling. I don't ever think in terms of selling. I think in terms of finding people that have a problem that needs solving with a particular product or service that I'm involved with to solve their problem. I don't think in terms of selling. And that's what gives selling a bad rap. Hey, we can talk these people into this. I can do this over here and put the pen out in front of them, get them to sign on the dotted line and keep going around and around and around, and come up with different manipulative tactics to get them to do it. You don't have to do that. If they have the money and they have pain and you provide the solution, They will buy from you. They want to purchase from you. They don't want to be sold, okay? They want somebody to solve their problem. So you want to be honest with them. And you don't just paint a totally rosy picture. Well, you know, this particular car here it's really overall on a scale of 1 to 10, it's a 90, but the 10% is that, you know, you got to get the oil changed regularly, because if you don't, then it's got a different engine profile or whatever. I'm just making this up as we go. You get the point.